Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Caitlin Staton. It is my privilege to welcome the class of 2022 graduates, our family, friends, and faculty to our graduation ceremony. Please bow your heads and pray. Dear God, thank you for allowing us to be here today to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2022. We know that you have a will and a purpose for all of the graduates. I pray that you will guide us as we take our next steps. Thank you for using our teachers, administrators, parents, and mentors to provide us with wisdom, love, and guidance. I pray that as we walk this stage today, we will not forget the lessons we have learned, the friendships we have made, and continue on the path that you have chosen for us. May our life be a blessing to you. Amen.
Very nice. Let's be seated. Thank you, Ms. Staton. Good evening. I'm Bobby Atchley, and it's my honor and privilege to serve as the principal of Brock High School. I'd like to join Caitlin in welcoming everyone as we celebrate the accomplishments of the great senior class of 2022. You know, we're rehearsal this morning, and I was shocked by a little gift that was given to me by the senior class of 2022. I didn't see that coming. They gave me a couple of nice gifts, but the thing that impressed me the most is they wrote notes to me. And I'm not a big crier, but we're just going to leave it at that, okay? I appreciate the time I've spent with this group. For those that have been here the whole time, I've been with this group as an administrator for the last 6 years. And through junior high and all 4 years of high school, and it's been a privilege. I'm not going to say everything's been easy. If you remember, we went through a pandemic a little bit, and that was a bit of a struggle. You know, you're struggling about who's at school today, who's sick today, who's quarantined today, who's wearing a mask, who's not wearing a mask. And some of those days, you just kind of think, this is hard. And so while one day when I was going home after a particularly hard day, I decided to forego the talk radio that I listened to on the way home and plug in some good old country music. Now, sometimes when you plug in country music, that can go good or it can go bad. So when I plugged it in, the first song that comes up, the first line of the song that comes up, it says, "What a rotten day this turned out to be." And I said, King George, you're not doing me any favors here. Well, the second song came up, kind of set me back in order. It was Starting With Me by Jake Owen. I don't know if you know that song or not. It's a typical country song that an old boy who's made some poor decisions in his life, and he went on down the road, and he looks back and says, I could have done things a lot of different. In fact, one of the lines says, if I'd only known that later on down the road, I'd look back and not like what I'd see, I'd have changed a lot of things, but I'd start with me. Now, class of 2022, as you said here today, this is probably one of the final times this group will be all together as a group like this. You're going to head different directions. You're going to get into a lot of different things. You're going to do great things. But sometimes we're going to have rotten days. And I want you to stop and think on those rotten days that how am I reacting to this and how can I make a change about what my thoughts are, kind of like I was going to that day. I know you'll do it. I know you'll do great things. 2022, it's been a great year. It's been a great class. I love you dearly, and we will miss you very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the Salutatorian of the senior class of 2022. Miss Morgan Fairman is the daughter of Kelly Fairman and Scott Fairman, and a sister of Abby Fairman, a 2020 Brock graduate. Morgan will be attending Texas A&M University next fall. Okay, I was wondering where it was. Majoring in business with a minor in English. Please welcome Morgan Fairman.
Before I begin, I would like to thank a few people on behalf of the class of 2022. Thank you to our superintendent, Mr. Holmgreen, the district administration, the school board, our principals, Mr. Atchley, Mr. Joy, and Mr. Sams, our front office and administrative staff, and the teachers and coaches we've gotten to know in the classroom and on the field throughout our years at Brock. Without the guidance and support of each and every one of these individuals, we would fail to be where we are today. My family moved to Brock when I was 6 months old. They sometimes like to reminisce about the places we lived before, asking if I remembered this or that from before the move, but I never can. Brock is my home. It always has been, and it always will be. From living in one place for 18 years, I have seen our school and community change in countless ways. I have witnessed the class of 2022 double from 56 students to 114, the addition of a new school, and even the tiny little community I grew up in becoming an official town complete with a Sonic. Throughout all this change, though, the spirit of our community and what it means to be a Brock Eagle has never faltered. In Brock, we lift each other up and support one another through our triumphs and tribulations, the good days and the bad. Our community has experienced some dark times in the past few years, and I am proud to say that the town of Brock came through every time to aid a neighbor in need. As Brock Eagles, we strive to do our best in all aspects, whether on the field or in the classroom. We remain humble in our successes, and we rise to whatever changes may come our way. Like our town, all of our lives will soon change. Some of us will move to different places, build new relationships, and as the years pass, our time at Brock will become a distant memory. However, this change does not have to be scary, as I'm sure it seems for many of us. After all, as a wise Roman philosopher once said, every new beginning comes from some of our beginning's end. I truly believe the lessons we have learned and experiences we have gained during our years at Brock have prepared us for this new beginning, and when we leave here today, we will take the spirit of Brock with us and let it guide us down new paths. I have faith that this class only has brighter and better days ahead of us, and the change that occurs after today will only allow us to grow into who we are meant to be. Thank y'all, and congratulations.
Thank you, Morgan. This time I'd like to introduce the valedictorian of the class, senior class of 2022. Mr. Cade Harris is the son of Mark and Stephanie Harris, and the brother to Camden, a sophomore at Brock High School. Cade will be attending Oklahoma State University next fall, majoring in animal science with minors in math, business, and biology. Please welcome Cade Harris.
Friends, families, teachers, and administrators, I'd like to thank you for your attendance today and for the roles you have all played in the lives of our graduating students. I'd like to personally thank my mom and my brother for always being my biggest supporters and for being there for me. Thank you both for pushing me to be my best. I love you. I'd like to take this moment to give a special thanks to Ms. Teresa Wilcox, Ms. Bernie Kelly, and Ms. Tina Altum for the special and lasting impact you have all had on our lives, and especially to Mr. Bobby Ashley, who from being with us our 7th grade year as vice principal to being with us all 4 years of high school as our principal, has stuck by our students' sides and has always been there to look out for us. On behalf of the class of 2022, thank you, Mr. Ashley, for all your service to the Brock School District. Class of 2022, congratulations, we've made it. Years of hard work, prepping, and studying have led us to where we are today. And as I stand before you, and as we ready ourselves to take on this next stage of our lives, God calls on me to share the importance of the time He has given each of us. There is a Chinese proverb that says, "An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you can't buy that inch of time with an inch of gold." The time we have each been given is more important than any amount of money or any career that any of us could ever pursue. The memories we make, the people we are able to meet and influence, and the impact and legacy we are able to leave behind are truly what I believe life is measured in. Life cannot be measured in mere dollar signs. It can't be given a numerical worth. Life is what we make of it. Every day is a new opportunity, another chance to seize the day we've been given. From the late nights cheering on our athletic teams as they made state appearance after state appearance, the laughter, struggles, and rants we all shared in the classroom, to the running around together at UIL meets or after school, we have all found and made memories that will last us a lifetime. Memories that we will be able to carry forever and someday look back upon with smiles at the remembrance of these great 4 years. The people we've met and the influence we have all had on each other will never fade from our minds. Whether it was Coach Mathis and his staff coming in and impacting every football player, or Mr. Sams coming into our school and reaching every single one of our students. The friends we have made, even some that we could have never predicted, and the teachers that have had us forever will play a part in our lives and will continue to serve as a reminder of our time here at Brock High School. As we all begin to go our separate ways, whether that be 305 miles or 402 miles away, I pray that we are all able to truly live in the moment and make the most of our time. I hope that we are all able to find people to surround ourselves with who will make life rich with memories, such as I have found with my fellow Hogs. Wherever life takes all of us, I am sure that our memories of Brock High School will continue to shine like gold in our minds. I'd like to close with the words of J.R.R. Tolkien, who said, "All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." My fellow graduates, congratulations. Stay forever uncommon. Go Pokes.
Thank you, Cade. Congratulations to both of those two. Now I would like to have Colton Stevenson and Justice Cronister, if they would please stand. These two gentlemen have already enlisted and ready to go into the U.S. Army. Colton will enter basic training in the fall. Justice will enter basic training on June 28th. So let's one more round of applause for Colton and Justice. Thank you, gentlemen. Now I would like to ask Kirsten Weatherman to stand. Kirsten is not only earning a high school diploma this evening, but over the course of her high school years, she has also earned an associate's degree from Weatherford College. Congratulations, Kirsten. If I could get the senior members of the National Honor Society to stand. In the past year, they have done 1,425 hours of community service throughout the Brock community. Over their junior and senior years, they totaled 2,192 hours. Congratulations. A special thank you to those students and sponsors, Ms. Finnegan and Mrs. Roberts. These two work long hours to provide opportunities for service for our students and are right there beside them working the sites. I believe they both came back with poison ivy from their last project just to prove it. Thank you, ladies. A special thanks tonight to Miss Heidi Bowles. Miss Bowles stepped up this year and took on graduation. Her communication with our senior families and organization helped to make this evening happen. A special thanks tonight to Miss Kimberly McClintock and Miss Tammy Wallemeyer for the efforts they put in with both the kids and behind the scenes to get us to this point every single year. If you notice the stage up front, I want to also bring to your attention Miss Laura Horner, one of our ag science teachers, and floral design students Issa Badal and Ashlyn Rogers for their arrangements on the stage this evening. A big shout out to Kevin Ward and his crew for the setup of chairs and stage every year, and to Bert Green and his staff for prepping the grounds and having us look good this evening. Thank you to all of those that had a hand in this tonight. We started something last year that I wanted to continue this year, and that was our legacy graduates. Most of the graduates that you see before you tonight are what we call first-generation Brock High School graduates, meaning they are the first in their family to receive a diploma from Brock High School. There are, however, several amongst this group that are second-generation graduates and above. I would like to take a moment to recognize those that responded to the inquiry about generational graduates. As I call our graduates' name, please stand. Also, if those family members that I call are present, I would like for you to stand and be recognized also. So let's do our second-generation Brock graduates first. Dusty Baker, parent Mark Baker, class of 1992. Gabriel and Xavier Bustamante, parent Chris Seipert, class of 2000. Tice Gentry, grandparent Johnny Hill, class of 1981. Cade Harris, grandparent Sandra Spears Harris, class of 1963. Kaylee Leatherwood. Great-grandparent Margaret Wolf Leatherwood, class of 1942. Hayden Mowdy. Parents Travis Mowdy, class of 1993. Robin Mowdy, class of 1997. And Cannon Pitchford. Great-grandparent Thomas Pitchford, class of 1943. Thank you to those second-generational candidates. You may be seated. We're going to move now to third-generation candidate graduates. We're going to start with Emily and Tristan Cummins. Parent Patricia Shires, class of 1987. Grandparents Gail Elders, class of 1965. John Shires, class of 1963. Delaney Hazard. Mother Amanda Gilbert Hazard, class of 1995. Grandparents Jane Bowman Bitto, class of 1972. And Troy Gilbert, class of 1971. Third generation graduates. I don't know how to exactly say this one, but Trace Faulkner, please stand if you would. To know Trace is to love him, and I know a lot of you know Trace. We had a hard time tracking his back, so thanks to his family, his Nana, I forget who all got involved, but it was quite an experience getting all this, and we're going to give it as best a shot we can, Trace. Grandparents Jackie Horn, class of 1966, and Kathy Urey, class of 1967. Great-grandparents Dorothy Bloodworth, class of 1944, and Travis Horn, class of 1938. And this is where we struggled a little bit. Great-great-grandmother Alva Henderson, that Trace puts in Brock schools somewhere in the 1920s. Trace Faulkner, thank you. Before we invite Mr. Holmgren to come to the podium and begin our official certification process, let's give one more round of applause for our generational graduates and the great group of men and women before me, the 2022 senior class of Brock High School. Mr. Holmgren, would you please join me in certifying our seniors for graduation? Will the candidates for graduation please stand? That's y'all. Good. Good. The Brock Independent School District requires that students meet established criteria for participation in this ceremony. All students participating in this ceremony have satisfactorily completed these requirements. Mr. Holmgren.
Board President and the trustees of Brock ISD, as Superintendent of Schools, it is my distinct honor to certify that before us tonight, the Brock High School class of 2022 have met the requirements as determined by the state of Texas and the Brock Independent School District Board of Trustees for high school graduation. Congratulations.
Okay, you can be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite Brock High School Assistant Principal Greg Joy to the podium as we begin our presentation of diplomas.
Maya Lynn Alford. Colton Rick Allen. Charles Francisco Avila. Julian Hayden Behan. Dusty Cole Baker. Tristan Eugene Bodecker. D. Adams Bruner. Gabriel Daniel Bustamante. Xavier Michael Bustamante. Natalie Genia Catron. Landon Burnell Kearley. Justice Dean Cronister. Aubrey Lane Clapp. Tessa Caroline Cowan. Cameron Lee Crossland. Emily Gail Cummings. Tristan Paul Cummings. Maria Fernanda Davila. Daniel Parker DeBusk. Hannah Gail DeBusk. Christina Hope Dinish. Elena Danielle Davino. Hayden Ryan Dixon. Mason Connor Dixon. Emery Ann Dawkins. Taylor Nicole Drew. Halsey Reese Dunaway. Emily Gail Evans. Morgan Elizabeth Fairman. Trace Dalton Faulkner. Marley Alexis Garcia. Tice Brandon Gentry. Cameron David Gilreath. Josh Connor Gleaton. Emma Elizabeth Ann Grant. Cy Duncan Grantham. Zoe Isabella Galandi. Brooke Lynn Hamilton. Catherine Ann Grace Harfoot. Keegan Lee Harkness. Cade Christopher Harris. Okay. Caroline Elizabeth Hayden. Delaney Abigail Hazard. Karsten Joseph Henneke. Diego Antonio Hernandez. Hunter Ray Hodges. Dylan Lee Hoffman. Caitlin Brianne Holland. Sydney Elaine Holt. Nathan Kyle Horn. Kylie Bryn Hoster. Micah Jaylee Hughes. Nathan J. Jones. Joshua Lee Kelly. Trevor Daniel Kelly. Melanie Diane Large. Kaylee Bryn Leatherwood. Hunter Glenn Lindell. Cooper Thomas Luce. Brianna Renee Mann. Allie Mackenzie Martin. Caden Paul Matthews. Mackenzie Tanner Matlock. Caden McGann. Dustin Lane McKenzie. Hannah Elizabeth McLam. Hallie Sophia McPherson. Rebecca K. McQueen. Evelyn Suzanne Metzler. Alexis Don Montalvo. Anissa Joy Moreno. Kelsey Nicole Morrison. Hayden Robert Mowdy. Dylan James Mueller. Ashley Nicole Munson. Ashley Nicole Newsom. Grace Ann O'Halloran. Braylee Danielle Parr. Annalise Marie Perez. Cannon Thomas Pitchford. Reese Kelly Pollock. Cole Brock Portalis. Elijah Shea Potts. Jax Brennan Powell. Tatum Towery Roston. Taylor Brianna Rochel. Catherine Grace Rogers. Ryan Saria Russinick. Madison Faith Seamus. Kaya Jean Severson. Peyton Allen Schaefer. Bain Allen Shanklin. Leah Michelle Shipley. Zachary Norris Shivers. Kylie Kathleen Shoemake. Emma May Stapleton. Caitlin Grace Staton. Anastasia Maria Stava. Brian Colton Stevenson. Luke Allen Steels. Michael Blaine Stratton. Richard Lee Stewart III. John Gavin Taylor. Sydney Ann Teskey. Devin Scott Turner. Wyatt Joseph Underwood. Briley Elizabeth Vestal. Alex Alexandria Vahopoulos. Kirsten Kaylee Grace Weatherman. Bailey Sage Williams. Cutter Lane Wilson.
Good luck to you, buddy. Great job.
Cutter being the last one is always the most popular graduate of the night. Nice job. Outside of maybe Mr. McQueen over here. Thank you, graduates and guests. Will you please rise for the playing of our school song? right, we're going to try something. You may be seated, graduates. We're going to try something a little different tonight. We're going to try to do a little fireworks in the daytime here and see how that works. So as we close our ceremony tonight, we have the opportunity for a little skyline excitement. So it may get loud for a couple of minutes, so I hope you enjoy. Let's see how it works. Pretty impressive, I would say. Ryan, what do you think? Will the Brock High School class of 2022 please stand? You've come a long way. You may now take that tassel, move it from the right side to the left side.
Hey, there you got him.
Who knew just moving your tassel had so much power? Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege and honor to present to you the Brock High School class of 2022 hat toss.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.